Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about something super important: money mistakes. By the way, my name is Krista, a certified financial coach and expert in the field of personal finance. Even with all the resources available to us, many people are still making some very common financial mistakes that are costing them big time. Whether it's overspending, mismanaging debt, or missing out on opportunities to build wealth, these mistakes can hold you back financially. But don't you worry, this video is all about helping you identify this mistake so you can avoid them moving forward. By the end, you'll know exactly what to look out for and what changes to make in order to start improving your financial situation today. So grab a pen, take some notes, and let's dive right in. Okay, so let's start with a big one: living beyond your means. This is a huge financial mistake that many people make, especially in today's consumer driven society. When we live beyond our means, we're spending more money than we actually earn, which leads to debt and financial stress. How exactly does this happen? Maybe you're constantly buying things you really can't afford because you want to keep up with others, or perhaps you're financially living a lifestyle that's too expensive for your current income. It's easy to fall into the trap of overspending, especially when you have access to credit cards or buy now, pay later options. Living beyond your means might feel good in the short term, but over time, it creates financial chaos. You'll likely rack up credit card debt, struggle with bills, and feel overwhelmed by your finances. This is one of the biggest reasons people end up living paycheck to paycheck. So, what can you do to stop living beyond your means? Start by tracking your spending. Use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or even a notebook to keep track of where your money is going each month. Then, make sure your spending aligns with your income. Cut back on non essential purchases and start saving for things you really want instead of relying on credit to make it happen. Next up, ignoring your credit score. Your credit score plays a huge role in your financial life, and in today's world, it's more important than ever. Whether you're applying for a loan, a credit card, or even renting an apartment, your credit score can either make things easier or harder for you. Many people just don't realize how much their credit score affects their life. A poor credit score can mean higher interest rates, which means you're paying more for loans and credit. It can also make it harder to get approved for things like a mortgage or a car loan. And even if you're not actively applying for credit, bad credit can cost you in the form of higher insurance premiums or even prevent you from landing certain jobs. Did you know that according to recent studies, people with good credit scores can save thousands of dollars on mortgages or car loans compared to those with poor credit? That's money you could be putting towards savings, investments, or paying off debt. Improving your credit score isn't as hard as it seems. Start by checking your credit report regularly. You can get a free report once a year from each of the three major credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Make sure there are no errors, and if you spot any, dispute them right away. Pay down high interest debt, keep your credit utilization under 30%, and most importantly, always pay your bills on time. This will give your credit score a serious boost. All right, the third money mistake I see a lot of people making is not saving for emergencies. It seems like a simple thing, but life happens, whether it's an unexpected medical bill, a car breakdown, or even losing your job. Without an emergency fund, you're at the mercy of your credit cards or loans when something goes wrong. A lot of people rely on credit cards for emergencies, but this can lead to more debt and stress. Ideally, you should have an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This way, when life throws a curveball your way, you don't have to scramble for money or go into debt. I've heard countless stories of people who had to take on additional high interest debt because they weren't prepared for a financial emergency. But the good news is, it doesn't take long to start building your emergency fund if you make it a priority. And just so you know, taking a vacation, although it might seem like an emergency at times, isn't really an emergency. I certainly am guilty of putting vacations on credit cards because I didn't want to use my savings. That's because I wasn't saving for my vacations at all. To get started, try setting aside a small amount of money each month: 100, 200, or even just $50 if that's all you can manage. The key is to make it a consistent habit. Start by building a small fund, then work your way up to covering a few months' worth of expenses. Once your emergency fund is in place, you'll feel so much more secure knowing that you're prepared for whatever comes your way. Now, let's talk about not investing for the future. With inflation rising and the cost of living increasing, relying solely on savings isn't going to get you very far. You need to start investing your money to build wealth over time. Too many people put off investing because they think it's too complicated or they don't have enough money to get started. But the truth is, you don't need a lot of money to begin investing. In fact, even small amounts consistently invested can grow into something substantial thanks to the power of compound interest. Investing in stocks, bonds, or retirement accounts like an IRA or 401k can allow your money to grow far beyond that traditional savings account can offer. For example, if you invest in the stock market and earn an average return of 7% a year, your money could double every 10 years. That's why it's so important to start as soon as possible. Start by opening a retirement account if you haven't done so already. If your employer offers a 401k, try to contribute enough to take full advantage of any match they offer. If you're just starting out and don't have a lot to invest, consider using apps like Robinhood, Acorns, or Stash that allow you to invest with small amounts of money. Finally, let's talk about avoiding financial education. Many people simply don't take the time to educate themselves about money, and this is a huge mistake. The world of personal finance is constantly changing, and staying informed is the key to making smart money decisions. Financial literacy is one of the most important skills you can have. Understanding how credit works, how to budget effectively, how to invest, and how taxes work will help you make decisions that benefit you in the long run. The problem is, many people just don't spend enough time learning about personal finance. For instance, I've benefited personally from reading books, watching videos, and following financial podcasts that have given me the knowledge to make smarter decisions with my money. And the best part is, you don't have to pay a ton of money for a financial advisor. You can get a lot of this great information for free. To improve your financial literacy, start by reading books or articles, watching YouTube videos like this one, or even taking free online courses. The more you learn, the better decisions you'll make, and the more confident you'll feel about your financial future. All right, so those are the 5 money mistakes that are costing you. Now that you're aware of them, you can take the necessary steps to avoid these pitfalls and start improving your financial situation today. Remember, small changes can lead to big results over time. So start taking action now. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more personal finance tips. I'd love to hear about the money mistakes you've made and how you've turned things around. Let's talk about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.